My life is my own. It's with you. I've resigned. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.
See, they've got in a letter saying that you'll face prosecution and financial penalties. Well, you don't, because if you're not watching, you're not watching. So, you know, how can you face a penalty till you've got evidence that you're actually watching? So, you know, you could face prosecution, you could face, yes, and financial penalties, yes, and a conviction, a criminal conviction. Well, that's debatable now whether it's going to be classed as a criminal offence. There's talk on that for years. But as I said, if you're not paying, you're not watching. Or if you're not watching, you're not paying. It's simple as that. So either way, that you just stand by your gun. You know, if I'm not watching, I ain't paying, so I ain't going to get fined. I'm going to get fined for not watching, which is another stupid thing I would say. You could face prosecution and financial penalties. You know, I mean, there's the madness of these letters, you know, that you could face something when you don't want to watch something. You know, you're being classed as you're watching, and you're going to be prosecuted for watching. Once they've got the evidence, of course. And of course, how are they going to get the evidence? That's what I'm going to say to you. How can they get evidence? This next part about this letter comes about, obviously, what you have to do, of course. And of course, this gentleman who got this letter has forwarded it to me. I'm going to let him have his say. And he says it quite bluntly and to the point, which is you all got to understand. That's what you have to do, folks. And then you've got no problem. So I'm going to give him the chance to sort of, I've just been going through his letter, but we're going to give him the last bit to say his last bit on the letter he got, because it's a real letter, of course, from somebody. I have not got this at all. It's never come to me, so I'm just going to show you what the guy has to say.
The best thing you can do with these people, and I do use that term loosely, is not engage with them, honestly. And if you get one of these, just burn it, bin it, but just make sure you just don't contact them, don't give them your name, just give them nothing, and don't, if you open the door to them, if they identify themselves as TV licensing, thank you, goodbye, and you shut the door in the face. If they don't identify themselves, you ask them whom they are. Who are you? And if they give you any gumpum about, oh well, until you've, are you the householder? This is the goon that came to visit me. My kitchen doors essentially open because I was sort of sitting in the kitchen at the time. And he knocked on the door and he said, are you the householder? And the first response was, who are you? Is this your house? He answered. And again I said, who are you, mate? I can't tell you, data protection, was the reply. And I said, well, whose data are you trying to protect? Because you obviously don't know who I am. You don't know whether I'm the householder or not. So whose data are you trying to protect if you don't know who I am? Is this your house? Mate, I'm going to ask you again for the last time. Who are you? Is this your house? And at that point, I got up and I shut the door in his face. He walked away, never to be seen again, and that was 2 years ago. So just don't, I mean, he didn't identify himself, so that's why you just have to be careful. If a stranger comes knocking on your door, if it's not the postman, if you're not expecting a parcel, they're either trying to sell you something or they're trying to get information out of you. Shut the door in the face and tell them to fuck off. Right.
But this is it, folks. This number they gave you, they send you to your address, they can say, and they're saying the legal occupier, this number has been stated, been made because they think your house is unlicensed, and unlicensed, like your house is unlicensed, looks like that you require a visit. Looks like your house needs to be visited. So they're making the assumption with this letter, when they tell you this, that they're targeting unlicensed homes, that your home is unlicensed to watch television. They've made that assumption. So you get this letter, so they're already assuming that you're watching live television or whatever they assume, and that's why they send this letter, because you're unlicensed. You're unlicensed, which it says here, unlicensed. You can see that there, unlicensed. So that's what it is. It's a way of intimidation again, to sort of give them to come round and check, and of course make you pay. So and that's the only means they get. Once you stop paying, this is what they do. You're just a number to them. You're just and Kappa to come round with these goons when they come knocking on your door. You know what to do. And once this is established by this everybody in this country knows what to do, they'll know it's not working. So this way of doing intimidation will have to stop. And it's harassment with letters. Now the next one will probably be, this is probably just another bluff, will be the red one, your final warning. So they eventually will come round. Don't get me wrong, in your area. They'll target an area, because we need to come to check. We need to come to check. You're breaking the law. You're not breaking the law. Of course, they're just saying that you're breaking the law. So it doesn't matter either way what they're saying in this letter. They think you're already breaking the law, which makes no difference anyway. Whichever way I go with my next renewal, is whether I do it the way to become legally license free, legally, which is the way they say I got to do it. By telling them my premise is I don't watch live television. So that's it, folks, on this one. I hope you hit the like button, give us a subscription if you wish, join the channel, share the video with people who are new to the wanting becoming license free. You've got your choice of whether to do it the way I've done it, to stop all these stupid letters, intimidation from you, and just do it either way you choose. It makes no real difference really, because once you've cancelled, and that's what I advise you. If you're not watching, you're not paying, and you don't have to have a TV license just to watch any of the programs. That's long gone. The days of that's gone completely. So a lot of people out there still think you need a license for a TV, and it's not. It's not a license for a television. It's a license to watch live television, which is still wrong as well. And this is not going to. That's wrong. It says it's not going to change till 2027. So whichever way you look at it, it isn't going to change. The only way it's going to change is for you, the public out there, and where I design this channel, so that I've got evidence there for whichever way you do it. You get no letters, but that's the way I've done it now. But now I'm waiting for my letters coming through, maybe for renewal. Whichever way you do it doesn't really make any difference, because what you have to do on the doorstep, if you do get a knock from the enforcement officer, licensed enforcement officers, once you've cancelled, they're coming to check, or they're trying to sell your license. So whichever way they look at it, that's what it is, folks. So it's up to you. And if everybody gets together and just says, no, thank you very much, goodbye, and be polite to them, don't do it, sign anything, don't do anything, engage with them at all. Once you get these letters or whatever, whichever way you want to go, I've left the choice to you, the legal occupier, and this is a letter of formal notification, like you've done something wrong. What have you done wrong? Nothing. You're not watching the TV programs that you don't want to watch. Or there may be one or two things that you can't afford to pay it. And of course, that's what it is. There's a lot of people out there who probably can't afford to pay £6 a week, or they're finding it difficult to pay it when the bill comes up. So if you don't pay it, all you've got to do is to say to before, do what I've told you to do, or other people have told you to do. Don't be worried about these intimidation letters, the red letters. If they come knocking on your door, you know what you've got to do. And you just say, No, thank you very much. I don't watch anymore. Goodbye. And that's all. It's a very important thing you have to understand. That's the way it's done on the doorstep, not by these stupid number letters, these letters. It makes no difference at all, just intimidation. Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it there. And
We're seeing you. We're seeing you.